Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and we are on air. If you can remember when we put the car on, or before we put the car on, Nathan cut the front off here, and I asked him to. cut it off, and the reason being is on this part of the sill, or the pronounced line on the sill, is straight. I like 36 Ford truck, 34 Ford, a car, I guess. Basically, they kind of swoop up like that. So that's why I got him to cut it off. And now I have to replace it. I've still got the sill down here, but I have to replace this part of the sill. Before I start getting into making this piece and replacing this piece, let's see how far we have gotten. Let's go to the other side. Let's check it out. Actually, we're not even going to go to the other side. We're just going to stay on this side for a second. We have the frame table in. Me and Doug worked very hard this morning. I want to thank Doug for the hard work. It was hot. Everything that we done was labor, and that's what we did. Basically, we got everything cleaned out of here. If you can remember, the table for the car was in here. We had to move a bunch of stuff over in the containers to get this chassis out. We got the frame table in. The chassis for the 40 is sitting on the frame table. Two different types of build in my brain. This one here, someone had started, and we were trying to straighten it out. This one here, we are starting from the ground up. We're going to lock it down before we case it all in. Two different things going on because of how I want this one to look and how this one's being done. This one's being done as far as reasonable as possible. This one will be done as reasonable as possible too, but we're going to just take it a little bit further. Like I said, take what you like and throw away what you don't. But basically, bigger quality build than the hot rod. The hot rod was basically in shape. We just want to get it running, get the engine, and get that going. Let's go to the other side for a second. So this is basically what we have accomplished so far. We have this piece welded up in here. Got that piece welded there. I'm going to show you how I did that. We've got a piece put in here, cased it off on there. We've got our sill welded up at the bottom all the way along. I'm going to show you the inside. So if we come on the inside, I think I got my piece of paper here. I had a piece of paper, just 1 second. If you want to go to the inside, if you remember last, I've been working. I have been. I want to get it connected so I can get it up off and we can get it finished and get it running. So this is the piece here. I made a pattern for this. Just come over to the sill here. So I welded it on the sill where we cut it, where Nathan cut it, and I overlapped it on the square stock. So just overlapped it because I didn't want to spot weld it. I could make it look clean on the edge of the metal where it lays on top of the square stock. As you can see, it has, there's a square stock there that I welded from the inside B-pillar to the square stock. And now what I've done is I've made a little pattern out of paper, and then I've got this piece made. Not sure if it's going to stay there or not. And the reason being, if Jolene wants to get up in there a little bit further, if you want to go up in there further, I have not got it off where the wheel well is fitting in the back. I've got it fitting where the trunk opens, but up front here, the wheel well is not fitting. So what's going to happen is I'm going to wait till the car comes off the chassis, and then I can get my C-clamp up in there and get that pried over to the square stock and the floor that we have made. And then I'll be sure that the piece I make to cover the quarter will be made right. Also we have the bottom welded up. I welded it from the sill over to this piece, and I welded all the way along. I did not spot weld it. I did not anything. I wanted it to be solid all the way across, so there's no movement when it comes time if you want to pick it up or do anything with it. I did not buff the welds all off. You can't see them when you're standing up here. If you get down, you can. So now, this is the look that I like. This is what I wanted. I don't know if any other Dodge in the world has that. Don't know. And I know it's a Dodge because it has the opening in the dash for that pod, and it says it's a Dodge. And the reason I'm going with it, and I know it is a Dodge because I seen a Plymouth yesterday or the day before two total different dashes, a Plymouth and a Dodge. This is a Dodge. So what we have over here is we've connected this side, same piece, right? Put in there, weld it to the sill, weld it to there. Got a nice straight line going there. Got my piece of paper for my pattern that goes in here. It goes in there. That closes that off. And if you don't understand, this piece and this piece closes the top off. And when I pry the wheel well over to the square stock, that closes it off from where I have left in the back to connect where the back is. It closes it off all the way along, all the way up to here. So basically now I'm closing it off at the firewall and at this place here. So now I'm going to make this piece. That's where we're at. This is all welded underneath here. This is all welded here. That's what I did. Welded all the way along. And you can see that curtain come down there and overlapping. And then I get to cut that off. So it's exactly what I need. Smaller distance here, larger distance here. Means that it's kind of down in the back, which it's okay because I want it to be that way for the engine. So when we get it off again, then I'll be able to pry this stuff, clamp it together on the inside and get that fitting tight and right. Everything is going absolutely excellent. Matter of getting the bottom in the car. One thing I have noticed ever since, basically we just put the car on a couple days ago. One thing I have noticed, if I would have sectioned it more or got it down over, not sectioned it, but channeled it down any further, look how high the engine is. The engine actually, now that I look at it, it could have came down a ways. And it's causing more issues, but we'll just keep jumping that hurdle as we get to them because there's more issues with that engine than where it sits and where I want the front end to be. It's a hard game, but basically with me not having the engine in it and going with what we had, this is what I ended up with, is the engine a little high, in my opinion, to go further on the project without any hassle. It's going to cause me hassle being that high. I don't mind it seeing the breather from the window. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind the engine height, but there's a few issues. But we'll get past that. This is what I got right here. You can see that being chopped off. We are down past the frame a little bit, so we are channeled a little bit. Not a whole bunch, but a little. This is the piece that's been cut off, and we're going to make this piece. Let's do it. So what I had from the other side, you can see it only went that far. I have the other side, I'm not sure. It could be this one or that one. And basically, all I'm doing is turning it up. Turning it up so it looks good, in my opinion. That's basically the end of it. I turn it up so I make it look good. One of these will do. One of these will do. Like this one. So I've got a weld mark or something there. I thought about coming back there and cutting it off there and doing it again. But what happened? I just kind of cut it off and went where it fit, I guess, where it was rotten. And I probably should go back all the way. But we won't. We'll leave the patina and we'll go with it. Let's do this. Let's trace this on here. The sweat is running today. It's a hot one in Nova Scotia. I'm not used to this weather. Not used to it. Slows you down, or slowing me down anyways. I'm going to do this. I need this shape here. That's about that width. That's the width I need. Then I need a body molding there. I need that to be like that. It's got, have a little tip in on it. You think everybody's probably thinking bead roller. Well, I'm just going to go like this. It's up in the air. That's the amount that I'm going to tip in right there. See that amount right there? I'm going to tip that in towards the car. That amount. Thanks for coming back, everybody. Appreciate it. This is really thick metal. It's the fender metal. You can see by the edge of it. You can see it. I'm just using it for the color. And the color is rust. That's what I'm using it for. We went all over the tools. Doug went all over the tools and blew them all out. Each and every one of them, started them up and tried to blow the graduate. What a time. What a time. Where'd I put them glasses? There we go. What do you think, Fina? You think it's hot? Fina, you think it's hot? Huh? She was chasing a cat today and they were both walking. It's so hot. Chasing me right now. Look at her. Oh. Let's just get a cord going. So it's going really good on what's going on. Like it really, in the end, the car basically told me that's where it wanted to be, because that's where it fits the best, and that's where it looks the best, in my opinion. I've changed my mind how I'm going to fix the firewall. Changed my mind, and we'll check that out when I go to do it. Is that the one that looks best? Which way does it look the best? I got to get down and take a look and see which way looks the best. Because we won't mess with the rest. We just want the best. I like that one. Turn around the other way. That one kind of is where it's at. I kind of like this swoop better here. And looks too straight. I'm going to go to the other side for a second because I like the other side. That's why I'm going to go there. It's got a little bit of a curve going on here. I don't know if I want to start with that curve or if I want to start with the straight. Let's go on this side and take a look. I think the curve is like this on this one. Yeah. The curve's down here and it gets it go up to in the air, I think. But then again, that looks good too. I guess it's all up to whatever I decide. We're just going to have to decide which way we want to go to know which way I want to bend the metal. Which way do I want to bend the metal? Which way is going to look the best? Let's go that way. I'm going to bend it with a line. So what I'm going to do is I got a little line on there. It's quite thick. I'm going to get a little bit to bend. Let's do this. I'm just going to sit down for a second if you don't mind, sweetheart. Get her up tight. I guess most people, or Gene would say, breaking the edge, or breaking the edge. You can do whatever how you want to. This is the way I'm going to do it. There's other ways to do it, obviously. You can run it through your bead roller on your tipping die, or whatever the die is called. But if you want to be able to do the exact same thing with barely nothing, you follow Bad Chad and he'll show you how to get shit done without having to spend the farm. Farm costs too much to get, to just give it away. Chip her a little bit more. This is quite heavy metal. I'm probably saying it's probably better than 18, probably 16, probably. Trailer fender metal is what it is. I've got a trailer fender to fix. I don't know if y'all recall, but I do. Haven't fixed it yet. Now, I got it bent over there a ways. It's twisted up, and it is what it is. Let's go beat it around some. What do we want to beat it with? I'll take this off so you can see what's going on. Or I can see what's going on. Check it out back here. You can actually walk through the hallway now. Ooh, we really busted our ass to get some stuff clean around here, man. Have to give a big thanks to Dougie. Now, just a flat piece of metal. Just going to bang it on there and get that edge sharpened out a little bit, and use whatever makes me happy. I'm going to put that back there, son. See if I can get this. Just trying to hold the metal on the line, and then I'm trying to beat that edge over so I got the same distance. Without hitting my fingers. Did I bend that the right way? Or was I supposed to bend it this way? No, I bent it the right way. See how we're like this? See how we're like that? We could get the shrinker and stretcher out and straighten that out. Yes, we could. We'd actually stretch that. Stretch the metal here, and then that would make this end go there, and this end go there. You'd be able to stretch it to make it go. How about, let's do this. Just tap it with a hammer. Do the same thing. You know, it's just, you know, it's not a big deal. So now we've broken the edge, and we are sort of straight. You can play with it a little bit. Let's go put it on, see what happens. It's good. I'll take it in there some. This piece has kind of lost its luster underneath the door. I should have taken that out, but I'm basically trying to replace what I need to replace, and that's it, basically. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a measurement on the other side. Bump, 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 bump. Good. And see how far that's up, and then we'll do the exact same thing. From the tip of that, $21.25. 21 1/4. There's our mark right there. So I want this piece. Let's get her shaved down, get her fitting. I want this piece. And I am going to bring it up over there. I'm not going to cut it and butt it and all that stuff. Nope, not going to do that. Just I want that piece right on top of there like so. Right up to that line. Where did I put my marker? It's okay. Behind you, she says. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on there to my line. I'm going to mark that. That's where I'm cleaning the metal to make this work. Let's take some off it and put it on there. What I mean off it is this piece. Just want to shave it down some. I'm going to sand it down, I think. Also, this is what I'm going to do. I have it straight. I don't want it straight. I want this on the outside. I want it outside a little bit, so this is what I'm going to do. Hope that makes sense, doing that. See how that rounded that? See that? So now I've got a nice shape going this way. That's good. Makes me happy. It doesn't take much, actually, to bend a piece of metal. And you can ask yourself when you dent your car, oh, that didn't take much. That's right. It didn't take much at all. Let's get a sander wheel going. Yeah, I better get this one going. Stop it. Let's do this. Going to give us about, we want that, you know, a little bit of a lip going on there. Weld it on there. We're going to make it look like something. I'm going to take this part. Let's get this fitting. Also, there's lead there. I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that, so I'm just going to make it work. Cut that off on the angle. Make sure we cut that off there. And we'll go from there. Clean this out. And you generally never know what you're going to find when you start cutting stuff off and fixing stuff. You never know what you're going to find. It's like a box of chocolates. Now, I'm going to have to make my mind up whether I'm going to cut that. I'm going to cut some of this so I can sand some of this off to make that fit right. We got this bare skin in that kneecap. You see that? There we go. Now we're looking at something. Getting something rocking and rolling there. Looks good. Looks real good. And if it's too long at the bottom and too long at the front, when I get it on there, that's the time when to deal with it. Is it not? Wouldn't you think? And sand it. I can sand it, cut it, whatever I want to do. As long as I get that main line straight, as long as I get that going right, and I get that going right, I can sand the bottom off and I can sand that off. Basically, that's what I'm going to end up doing anyways to make it fit 100%. Starting to come around a little bit. Thought I was getting a little heat stricken. I think just working, I guess just keep working and then it'll come out of you. Hard to tell that to somebody though, wouldn't it? I feel like I'm sick, boss. Keep working, you'll be all right. How do you know that? Because he told you so. Now, I've got an air hose here. I may as well put the piece on. Why not? Get a little arse cushion. A little arse cushion. We still got that curtain on. When I get this piece on, I'll cut that curtain off and show you what it's going to look like. I'm going to have that just right or I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy already. I want that line to match up perfectly, so I'm happy. Where it's flush. There, she's flush. Now, I got one tack there. It'd be foolish just to hit it again. I got my mark up front where I want it. Let's do this. Tape measure. 21 1/4. See that? 21 1/4. Boom! Right on the money. Yeah. We're good. I like it. I like it. I'm going to put a little weld right here. I like it. Pushing this in a little tight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it every inch and then I'm going to weld it up. Where it doesn't work every inch, that's when I'm going to get my coat hanger. Now I want to bang that a little bit, not liking that. Coat hanger. I've got air with me also, so if I want to cool it down, the air is right there. So at all times, if you want to do something like this, you want to put it right on, have the air with you, cool it down. Cool it down, man. It's going to get hot. Get hot in it. Now, this right here would bugger so many people up. See how I want to put that? I want to put that body line back on there. See, you can see there's a hole in there. See a hole in there? Yeah, a whole big gap in there, and it's just a difference in the layer of the metals, like the ocean floor. It's nice going along here, but then it's got a big pocket, a big hole in there. Well, this is what I'm going to do. This is what the coat hanger is all about. For me, I need to fill that up, and I couldn't let it go like that and just whatever. I'm going to actually deal with it. I'm going to melt coat hanger. In that cavity. Doesn't look that good this second, does not even at all. But basically what I'm doing is I'm dropping off material there, so when I do hit it and burn it up, it's going to look good, or weld good. Do this again. Got the air to cool it off. Now I'm going to start from the front. I'm just going to want to bend that in a little bit, I think, just because I want to, and I can, just like that. And the reason I want to bend that, I just want to angle it in like this. It's angled in there good now. I just want to keep it angled in. I don't want to weld it up all straight because it'd be a little bit harder. So now I'm going to bang it on, one dot at a time. Want to get up front here, make a little better weld, or put more weld there so I can grind it. Got that warm, so let's move down here in the middle somewhere. Already got that warm, let's move. I am welding very delicate metal, so one spot at a time is where it's at. Also, I don't want to burn through, and I want enough product so when I grind it, I can make it, shape it into something. I'll just continue on. You can see I still got a bunch of holes there, but I'm not going back there yet. I got a coat hanger. I'll just let that cool off for a little bit. Let's go back here. Wouldn't dare try to run any more than one dot at a time. The reason being is because I'd be through the metal. Close this up. Anything on the outside of the body, I would say weld it up solid. You know, unless there's a reason that you feel that you don't have to. I mean, I've got all that coat hanger material there that I'm burning. It's going good. I'll put a little bit right here for grinding. For grinding purposes. That's it. I want this to fit. I got a little hammering to do right here. Let's do a little hammering. Whatever one we want. Doesn't matter. Door's working good. All I want to do is I want to make that go in there flush. Nice. Nice. I'm going to flush that off. Not looking to do a body job to it. I'm looking to weld it up and have it solid so it's got a brand new basement in it. Basically all I'm looking for is a brand new bottom in it. Once you got a brand new bottom in it, you can do anything with it. This. Let's get the coat hanger. Let's fix them holes. Where'd I put the coat hanger? Thank you, sweetheart. Now, let's get them coat hangers. Let's drop some material off and get them. Keep chasing it, keep chasing it. I'll get it. There you go, right there. Didn't want to blow everything off. Just want to cool it off. I'm going to weld a little bit of weld in here so I got something to grind. That's all grinding material that I just put in there. Nothing but grinding material. But I've got no holes in there anymore now, right? That's where it's at. I'm going to cool that off, weld that little bit there, and then we'll grind it and see what we got. See if we're happy or not. Happy. I don't mind body fill being inside where I'm welding because that body fill really soaks up the heat. It doesn't go past it much, right? You know you're going to burn it off. It burns off, so what? That's what you got to replace. So I'm not replacing no filler on this, but I just like it that it's a good heat container. Contains the heat good. Now to make it look good. This part is the easy part to make it look good because I'm just going to get underneath there and I'm going to take a sander and I'm going to sand that so it looks right. You know what I mean? Take the sander, sand it. Where it's here, I'm just going to sand that back so it's right. I have already made a piece for this side because I took a pattern off the other side. This side, this will go in something like, I'm going to clean this off maybe a little bit. This will go in here like, I have to cut that off, make that fit in there, but that'll go in there like so once I cut this back a little bit. That'll go in like so. I got that off, obviously, trace that, but that goes in there like that, closes that off. If you want to see exactly how it looks like, Jolene will take it to the other side. I'm going to get the grinder, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to cut the zip, or make that look nice. So the bottom, like I said, the bottom can be sanded with a sander. And this is going to be, actually, this piece I'm welding here is going to be filled. There's going to be a piece put in from here at the bottom, welded over to the inside skirt, which closes that off. And then this piece will be welded up here, which closes that inside skirt on. We'll just cut that all off to match up what's going on, exactly like their side. Let's grind this and make it look like something. I like using a zip cut, small one, and I can get in there real good. I don't have to hit this metal, don't have to hit that metal, don't have nothing against it. I just want to make that weld look a lot nicer. So basically, when I'm welding that up, I want the weld, I want to see the weld connect this side to this side and still have enough in there. This is not the place for a die grinder to grind that metal off. It's a zip cut. That place right there where I'm grinding is where you can go backwards really fast, especially if you hit that stuff that's thin. We already know it's thin because I had to burn up and burn up and burn up to get to it. So when you get to that, make sure that you know that when you hit it, when your grinder, if you touch that, you're basically going to be into another coat hanger. change the angle of my grinder. Just gonna try to smooth it off so I don't grind into the metal. I'm not looking to, I don't know if that fell down, not looking to repair all the rust on it. Not looking for that. Looking to repair the holy stuff, you know. So now as you come along here, you can see I've got a nice body line that comes up on that. So that's turning up really nice. And what I'll do, I have to, like I've done here already, I'll take a piece. I'm just dancing. Take a piece of metal or a pattern or whatever, shove underneath there, mark this off, and then weld it. Pretty basic standard situation going on there. And this is what I'm welding to. The outside curtain will get cut off. Maybe I'll save the outside curtain for the next one. Or cut it off now. What time is it? 47. Well, basically all I'm going to do is run the grinder along the bottom of the weld and cut that off. You've seen it on the other side. But I would like to shape that up a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to leave it just like that. I'm going to do a little bit more to it. I'm going to shave it, but I'm going to get down there and sand it. I don't think there's any need of doing the next piece. And the reason being is you're just going to watch me weld that piece on, clean that up, put that on. Let's go over this side. What do you think of the window Jolene has picked? She's chosen. But basically, what's going to happen is it's going to get finished off just like this one. We'll sand it off at the bottom, make it look right, and then it's tightened right in here. It's all welded underneath here, and then we'll weld that piece in the front, and then we'll have it. Then, once that is done, off comes the body. Deal with the firewall, change my mind on that again, and we'll deal with the wheel well. We'll clamp that together and maybe finish putting them pieces in. The back is all filled in from the bottom. Like there's nothing there. When you look up inside there, you can't see anything because we close it off from the bottom and we close it off from the top. It looks professional. The wheel well, we have to connect in here and then we'll put them pieces in there for good. When we tighten up the firewall, tighten right, then we can continue on with the console. There's stuff that Nathan has been dealing with in there, and I'm going to let him play with it because he's putting his brain around it. I've got my own brain to put around the stuff I'm doing. And if you try to put your brain around too many things, what happens is you get nothing done, and then that's the way it goes. So I think we made the right choice. You can write in a comment if you've ever seen a Plymouth or a Dodge that turns up in the front, that anybody's ever made that change to make it look better. Very, very happy with it. And throw in if you watch the show, subscribe. If you like the show, throw a like in. If you like what I've done there, throw a comment. If you don't like what I throw in, throw a comment. Someone will reply to you, I'm sure of it. You can make a new friend. Come back tomorrow and we will be here. Peace out.